On May 25th, 1660, exiled King Charles II reassumes the throne in what is called the English Restoration. After the English Civil War years earlier, his father, Charles I, had been overthrown and executed by the Parliamentarians. Charles II is one of the most interesting kings in Britain's history. He is the grandson of James I, who united the English and Scottish thrones after the death of Queen Elizabeth I. 2 years after his father's execution in 1649, Charles II fled to mainland Europe, where he spent the next 9 years in exile during the Interregnum, which is the period when Oliver Cromwell and the Roundheads controlled England. At the end of that failed experiment, Parliament invited Charles II to retake the throne. His marriage to Catherine of Braganza, the daughter of King John IV of Portugal, produces no living children. Charles II has, however, multiple mistresses and at least 12 illegitimate children from 7 of those mistresses. At his death in 1685 at age 54, his younger brother, James II, assumes the throne. Less than 4 years later, James II is overthrown during England's Glorious Revolution, and James's daughter, Mary II, and her husband, William of Orange of the Netherlands, become joint monarchs. Who do you think is Britain's most interesting monarch? Let me know in the comments. Here are other events that happened today in history. In 1915, large-scale deportations begin in Turkey as part of the 8-year Armenian Genocide. In 1961, John F. Kennedy announces to Congress his goal of reaching the moon by the end of the decade. In 1977, China's communist government removes its ban on the writings of William Shakespeare. Also in 1977, George Lucas's epic space movie Star Wars is released in 32 theaters across the US. In 1979, a passenger jet crashes after takeoff in Chicago in the deadliest crash in US history until 9/11. In 1986, Hands Across America attempts to form a human chain from New York City to Santa Monica. In 2020, George Floyd is killed by a Minneapolis police officer, triggering protests across the US. And now it's time for our Today in History quiz. What was the code name for the 1940 British evacuation of Allied troops from the French port of Dunkirk? Operation Overlord? Operation Barbarossa? Operation Dynamo? Or Operation Fortitude? Think you know the answer? Drop your guesses in the comments below. Find out if you're right next time on Today in History. You made it through Today in History. Nice work. Now treat yourself. Click the video on the right for what happened yesterday in history. Still can't get enough? The link on the left's got the whole playlist buffet. Want to make history a daily habit? Click my face in the middle to subscribe.